Hey everyone, you won't believe who we're talking about today. Ari Bird's wife, Dinah Mattingly. If you're a basketball fan, you probably know who Larry Bird is. The legendary player, famous for his time with the Boston Celtics, is one of the biggest names in basketball history. But today, we're focusing on his wife. Dinah, stick around until the end of this video because, trust me, you're going to want to know more about her and their relationship. Let's just say she's not your typical celebrity spouse, and there are some things you won't expect. Larry Bird's wife, Dinah Mattingly, is not exactly in the public eye as much as her husband. In fact, she tends to keep things pretty private, away from the flashing lights and cameras. So when people get a glimpse of her, they're often surprised. You might have heard of Dinah because she's been married to Larry for over 30 years. But aside from being a basketball wife, Dinah is a pretty intriguing person on her own. Now, you might be wondering why the shock factor when it comes to Dinah. Let's just say her story is a bit different from what you might expect from someone married to a basketball legend. Larry Bird, with all his fame and success, could have had anyone by his side. Yet he chose Dinah, and their relationship is truly unique. But before we dive into their marriage and what makes it so interesting, let's take a closer look at Dinah herself. For starters, Dinah isn't your typical Hollywood wife. Unlike many women who get a lot of attention for being married to a famous athlete, Dinah prefers to stay out of the spotlight. She's a private person who values her family's peace and privacy. It's probably one of the reasons you don't see her all over the media. This has led to some interesting speculation about her, especially because people know so little about her. But here's something that might surprise you. Dinah and Larry's relationship is built on a solid foundation of trust and mutual respect. They've been through a lot together, and their bond has only grown stronger over the years. In a world where celebrity marriages often come and go, their long-lasting relationship stands out. So what makes Dinah so special to Larry Bird? Well, for one thing, she's been by his side for most of his post-basketball life. She's helped him through the transition from being one of the greatest players in NBA history to becoming a successful executive in the sports world. So, what do we know about Dinah Mattingly? Not a whole lot, and that's part of the reason why people are so fascinated by her. While Larry Bird was known for his intense and competitive nature on the court, Dinah is known for being quiet, reserved, and supportive. She's not someone who seeks attention, but when she does appear in public, people can't help but notice how down-earth and grounded she is. They say opposites attract. And that might be true for Larry and Dinah. While Larry was the basketball superstar who had the world watching him, Dinah was working behind the scenes, raising their family and being the quiet force in Larry's life. She's managed to keep things out of the media and stayed out of the spotlight for the most part. But when she does show up, there's always an air of mystery around her. People are curious to know what makes her tick, especially given her marriage to such a public figure. There's something very intriguing about Dinah's low-key lifestyle. Despite being married to one of the most famous athletes in the world, she's avoided the typical media frenzy. She's not interested in living her life for the cameras. And honestly, it's refreshing to see someone who's so different from the flashy celebrity spouses we often see in the media. Dinah is just living her life, supporting Larry, and being a mom. And that's something we can all respect. Now, let's talk a little about how the two met. Dinah and Larry's story is a bit of a love story for the ages. They've been together for decades, and their relationship hasn't been without its challenges. But what stands out is how they've always had each other's backs. Larry Bird was often seen as a very private person off the court, and Dinah respected that. It's clear they both value their privacy and have chosen to live their lives away from the public eye as much as possible. So, what's the big takeaway here? While Larry Bird might have made headlines for his career and his legendary status, Dinah Mattingly is the true unsung hero behind his success. She's been there every step of the way, supporting him through thick and thin. And while many people may have their opinions about what it's like to be married to a famous athlete, Dinah has carved out a life that's all her own, focusing on family and her role as a wife and mother. But why does this story matter? Because in a world where we're so used to seeing relationships in the public eye, constantly being under scrutiny, it's nice to see a couple who values their privacy and keeps things real. Larry Bird and Dinah Mattingly might not be the loudest couple out there, but their love story is one that stands the test of time. It's interesting how a couple who's been together for so long, especially one with such a high-profile figure like Larry Bird, can still manage to keep things so private. Their love is real, and that's something we don't always get to see in the world of celebrities. And even though Larry Bird is a well-known legend, Dinah Mattingly remains a mystery to many. That's what makes their relationship so special. It's not about fame or attention. It's about something deeper and more lasting. So when you think about Larry Bird and Dinah Mattingly, don't just focus on the fame or the public image, okay? Take a moment to appreciate the love and respect that has kept their relationship strong for so many years. Their story is proof that sometimes the best things in life are the ones that are kept out of the spotlight. And Dinah Mattingly, she's a prime example of how true love doesn't need the world to know every detail, just needs to be real. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed learning more about Larry Bird's wife, Dinah Mattingly, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Stay tuned for more intriguing celebrity stories and insights. See you next time.